A young monkey saves a jar of shells, but the jar just sits there, never growing. Across the village, other monkeys are building something big, and they're letting newcomers buy in. That little jar could own a piece of it. This is the stock market, made simple.
Meet Pip, a friendly young monkey who works hard and carefully saves every spare shell. Each evening, Pip drops a few shiny shells into a clay jar beside the bed.
The jar keeps the shells safe and sound, and Pip feels proud watching it slowly fill.
But Pip notices something strange about the jar after many quiet seasons pass by. The pile of shells never grows on its own. It only holds exactly what Pip adds. A jar is a resting place for shells. It guards them, but it cannot grow them. Meanwhile, Pip sees other monkeys whose wealth seems to quietly grow, season after season. Those monkeys are not just saving shells. Somehow their shells are out doing useful work. Pip wonders, is there a way for resting shells to help build something and grow? That simple question is the doorway into understanding what the stock market really is.
So Pip sets out across the village to find where shells go to grow. The path leads toward a noisy clearing where many monkeys are gathered and excited.
In the middle of that clearing stands the answer Pip has been looking for.
A small group of bold monkeys has a big dream for the whole village.
They want to build the largest, finest treehouse the monkey village has ever seen. This treehouse will hold storage rooms, a busy fruit stall, and a tall lookout deck. But a treehouse this grand costs far more shells than the founders could ever gather. They could borrow every shell, but a giant debt would weigh on them for years. So the founders think of a cleverer, lighter way to gather all those shells. They decide to split ownership of the treehouse into many small, equal pieces. Each small piece of ownership is called a share, and there are hundreds of them. Any monkey can trade some shells for a share and become a real part owner. The founders set up a friendly stall and offer these shares to the whole village.
This first public offering of shares is how a business invites the village to join.
Curious monkeys gather around, holding their saved shells and studying the bright new stall. Pip steps forward, jar in hand, and finally understands where resting shells can grow. Pip trades a careful handful of shells for one single share of the treehouse. In return, Pip receives a small wooden token, a simple proof of ownership. That little token means Pip now owns a real, tiny slice of the whole treehouse. Many other monkeys buy shares too, each one taking home a matching wooden token. Together, all those small payments add up to the huge pile the founders needed. No single monkey carries the whole cost. The village shares it in tiny pieces. With shells gathered, the building begins, and the great treehouse slowly rises among the branches. Hammers tap, ropes pull, and floor by floor the founder's big dream takes real shape. Every share owner watches with pride. because a piece of this treehouse belongs to them.
Soon the treehouse opens, with its fruit stall trading busily from morning until evening. But owning a share is not the end of the story for our monkey villagers.
Sometimes a monkey wants their shells back, or another monkey now wants to join in. So the village keeps a special stall where share tokens can be bought and sold.
This trading stall is the heart of what we call the stock market.
Here, owners and newcomers meet to swap share tokens for shells, day after day. The treehouse itself never moves. Only the small ownership tokens travel between monkey hands. Now Pip is ready to learn what owning that one little share truly means. First, the most important idea. A share is simply a small piece of ownership. When Pip holds one share, Pip owns a genuine fraction of the entire treehouse business.
A share owner is a part owner, not a lender who simply waits to be repaid.
If the treehouse has 100 shares, each share owns 1/100th of everything. That ownership covers the rooms, the fruit stall, the tools, and the future earnings. Owning more shares simply means owning more small slices of that same treehouse. So a stock is not a lottery ticket. It is a real piece of something. But why would the founders give away pieces of their treehouse at all? Because selling shares lets a business raise many shells without one crushing pile of debt. Instead of one heavy loan to repay, the founders gain hundreds of cheerful part owners. Those part owners want the treehouse to thrive because they share in its success too. The shells raised let the business build, hire, and grow far faster than before. This is how many real companies gather the money they need to grow bigger. Now, how can owning a share actually reward a patient monkey like Pip? There are two clear ways, and the first one arrives gently, like a small gift. When the fruit stall earns well, the treehouse shares some earnings with every owner. Each share owner receives a few extra shells, simply for owning a piece of the business. This shared slice of the earnings is what we call a dividend. Pip smiles as a small handful of dividend shells drops into the old clay jar. The second reward comes from the share itself slowly becoming worth more shells. As the treehouse grows busier and more valuable, each ownership share grows more valuable too. If Pip ever sold that share, it might fetch more shells than Pip first paid. That rise in a share's value is the second way owning shares can reward you. But a share's value does not simply climb in a straight, comfortable line. At the trading stall, the price of a share can rise and fall each day. What sets that price? Simply how many monkeys want to buy versus want to sell. When good news spreads, more monkeys crowd in to buy, and the price drifts upward. When monkeys feel worried, more of them want to sell, and the price slips down. A bigger fruit harvest brings buyers. A quiet, slow season brings nervous sellers instead. So a share's price is really a crowd's changing guess about the treehouse's future. The treehouse may be perfectly fine, yet the price still wobbles with the village mood. That is why share prices move every single day, even when little has truly changed. Price tells you what the crowd feels today, not exactly what the treehouse is worth. Now the honest part, a share can lose value just as easily as it gains. Pip's old jar of shells was steady. A share, instead, goes up and down. Owning a piece of something means sharing its harder seasons as well as its good ones. That balance of reward and risk sits at the very center of every share. Step back and see what this clever idea of shares makes possible for the village. Pooled shares let monkeys build grand things no single saver could ever afford alone. And ordinary savers like Pip get to grow alongside the very things they help build. The whole village becomes a web of shared ownership, projects, and patient monkey savers. But remember, prices swing because they follow a crowd's mood, not just today's fruit count.
Some seasons the market feels calm and steady. Other seasons it feels jumpy and loud.
That is why owning shares is a long, slow journey, not a quick, clever trick. When excitement races far ahead of the real fruit, prices can stretch dangerously thin. That stretched, overexcited feeling is exactly what we once called an economic bubble. So a calm, patient monkey watches the real treehouse, not just the noisy daily price. Understanding this keeps a monkey steady when the trading stall gets loud and excited. So here is the one simple idea to carry home from Pip's little journey. A stock is just a small piece of ownership in a real, working business. Its price is the crowd's ever-changing guess about how that business will do tomorrow. So a share rises and falls along with the business and the village's mood. Know that, and the noisy stock market suddenly feels far calmer and clearer. Pip looks up at the finished treehouse, holding one small wooden share token. That tiny token is no longer a mystery. It is simply a piece of something real. The resting jar of shells finally found a way to help build and grow. If this little story made the stock market clearer, the next ones will too. Subscribe to Econ in Plain Sight, and let's keep making money simple, one story together.